Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Shadow Empire in the Steam Release Series, episode number 30. This is actually take number 2 on episode number 30, because the first time I went like 40 minutes on a single episode, and we're not going to do that again. Well, we're kind of going to do it again, but hopefully in 20 minutes or so. So this is where the last turn left off. One thing I do want to change is the interior council. So I've been playing a separate Shadow Empire game on my own now, something I just restarted, and that's honestly, it's because I'm starting to get the game. And I think that's the problem with Shadow Empire is it's so deep and it requires such an investment before you get things starting to click. When they click, I'm playing this series, right? So I'm busy doing this series, but I wanted to do another game just because I have so much fun playing it that it'd be nice to be able to play it when I don't have time to record. Anyways, one of the things I noticed in that is, hey, you know what? Interior policies. So first of all, I went through everything. I've been going through all the details of that new playthrough, hopefully picking up things that I wouldn't normally pick up on. Looking at all the stratagem generation cards, trying to figure out what is good, what is bad. And interior policies are a lot better than I thought that they were. Because you have the give 500, give 2,000. You have the mission impossible, which is actually quite good. Even though, not necessarily going to be one that we succeed on. My interior council person in this one is pretty much garbage. I have like a plus 80 modifier to the interior council person in my other game. Anyway, so we're gonna go back over to organization, interior council, call, priorities, ask you to switch things up a little bit. Look at tax, tariff, so inconsequential right now that let's just drop these down just a fair amount. I mean, tariffs, taxes, honestly, I can probably put these to 0. I'll leave a few points. Maybe 5% each, maybe 5-4, just so that they slowly accrue points, and every now and then we'll get a card. But now, more importantly, I want interior policy to go up to, let's even do 41. Confirm that as our change. What other things did I want to do? Was there movement involved? I think it was... God, there was another thing, traffic signal oriented. I don't remember, but I'll do it off camera, see if I remember, and then I'll let you. I'll come back in a moment, and when we're in the next turn. Okay, here we are. So this is fantastic. History, not much to go off of. A lot of attacks against the ever fading Mossheim, and that's it. VidCom, big news. High-tech industry has already been finished. Fantastic. We've also discovered mining robotization. I don't know why this word is so hard for me to say. Robotization. Moby Dick completed. That's the new 4-engine, extremely heavy aircraft. We probably won't be using any of these. I'm not even going to design a 6-engine heavy aircraft because, some atmospheres just aren't conducive for heavy bombers, I've been told, and we can actually check this ourselves on the planet. Thanks. I think this was Gandalf who gave me this tip. So, aircraft engine is propeller jet. Advised. There should be a size, though. I thought there was a size recommended. Did I miss it? In my other planet, so like I said, I'm doing a separate playthrough now just for fun. And in that one, they actually recommended simply light aircraft. So maybe this one's actually a little more conducive for heavier aircraft. Okay, so we have decisions to make. Motion that our admin level reaches something, well, that's our goal anyway. Economic council stuff, new model design, quack doctors. Yeah, so plus 83. Maybe I can try giving some modifiers to Archibald because this is pretty close, 83 to 144. It's pretty close. Oh yeah, that's one thing I did. That was the one thing I did. So I wanted to showcase that I finally figured out, I decided to raise a new air operational headquarters unnecessarily. Essentially, what I was looking to do is raise a formation. Here it is. Here's the recon one. Yeah, so that's the only division we have right now is the recon one. And that will take me to the model design that I want to do this time. So if we go to the management and we look at different air models we have, I am happy that they're all lumped together at the bottom. Very easy to switch between them. If we had the Lightbird that wasn't obsolete, we could be building this. So I think if I just do this regular, is that all we need to raise the formation of them? What's going on? They're gone? What? Oh, okay, so I had to cut away. I totally lost my train of thought. Where the hell was... where the heck was I? Pardon my French. But yeah, I was not finding the recon thing here after changing the model. So I did see the recon. Oh, I probably have to do this regular. Let's put them all to regular just so that as soon as they have a formation available, they show up. So, but why wouldn't this work? So does this work now? Okay, am I crazy? I saw recon in there. And it was on its own page, all by itself. Average quality is in there. I don't know what's going on. I hate to show this like this on camera, but boy, what the heck is going on? So, okay, Air HQ, do I have to raise formation with that selected? I do? Oh my gosh, that's confusing. Okay, so at least we figured it out. Oh, I know what the problem was. Sorry, well, I'm not 100% sure, but 99% sure. I have to be clicking on this hex. I can't raise an air formation somewhere where there isn't an air base. So I think it does an air base check. That's a really simple system. Good job, Vic. Makes sense. Okay, so now if I go over here and I do this as a regular, we should raise formation in the same hex. Should get another option. There it is, tactical bombers. Good. Everything's good. So I don't actually want that to be a tactical bomber. Let's go back and turn it off because it's not. And the main thing I want to look at today is the structural design for our fighter bomber is very good, 111. However, it's not that great. Now, one thing to pay attention to is the 693. This is for precision bombs. Let's go and actually redesign our fighter bomber. This will be our model design for the turn. Okay, light aircraft. So we only need aircraft level 2. We only need air base level 2 to get this. Let's build upon the Raven because it is very good in terms of structural design. Now, we can switch already over from medium propeller to the turboprops. Now, I think that we'll be okay. We can either get more engine power for the same weight, or we can get slightly less engine power for less weight. And I'm just going to guess that we can do a light turboprop engine, since we're going to switch away from precision bombs as well, since those aren't supposed to be as good. And I think we can even go to much smaller wings. Everything's going to reduce weight. Smaller wings means more maneuverability, which means better dogfighting for a fighter bomber. That seems to make sense. The range on this thing, the reason why we would never build it, was 3 hexes, so we're definitely going to increase the fuel tank. However, we're already getting better fuel efficiency. Okay, now this is the big change. Precision bombs, 150 kilogram 10 times 10, gives us 1500 weight. Now it does give us 675 firepower. Note that the cost increase is a one-time payment just to build it itself. The ammo is how much you're going to pay per turn. I don't really know how much you or anybody is going to care about this, because you can think of ammo as IP divided by 10. So it's essentially 1.5 IP. Is it divided by 10? Oh, it's actually divided by 100, isn't it? Yeah, one metal I think makes... Isn't it 100 ammo? You get 100 ammo for like one metal? Or is it 10? Gosh, I don't know. I think it is 10. Anyways, it's pretty cheap. So it's only 1.5 IP and 1.5 metal to build to drop this, to bring this onto a combat mission. 15 ammo, right? Anyway, so this is 675 firepower, and this is 550. So notice it is 125 less firepower. 675 versus 550. However, 400 instead of 1500. Huge weight reduction. I kind of wish that we could build something bigger than medium rockets or something like that to give us, to buy a little bit more weight, but this also gives us a little bit of air combat capability, which is nice. So that's it's obviously the perfect combination for a fighter bomber. Now notice, everything's looking a lot better, right? Everything, okay, this is looking good. 10 hexes, a lot better. Notice that we can't get off the runway because we don't have enough speed. Well, what if we just decrease the wing size? Because that should make our total weight less. Let's go to very small wings, keep the same fuel tank, twin. Everything else the same. Okay, we're getting closer. I don't think we're gonna make it, so we'll probably have to do this. Let's go ahead and upgrade the engine. Go back to the medium. Let's stick with very small for now. And let's go with a bigger fuel tank. Because we expect now we'll have some weight ready for us. Now the way this, oh, so this is very good. Actually, this is a really good design. Now the way this works, as far as I know, is, I don't know exactly the combat. I don't know if anybody knows exactly the formula that Vic uses for combat. What I know is maneuverability is linked to wing size. The other one is maximum airspeed. It's very important. So we're at 237 here. If I want to redesign, so 11 hexes is obviously plenty. I mean, that's a very good, especially for a fighter bomber. So what if I went with smaller wings even still? $257, but we can't quite reach takeoff speed. Okay, well, I thought I would give it a shot. So this is up from 237, I think. And those smaller wings would also mean that we would have better maneuverability, but we can't quite make that work. And I don't think we could get all this to work on a on a smaller engine. Yeah, the other thing we could do is go with a bigger engine, but I think we're going to be okay with our original design here. Now, I'm getting the hang of this. Is like the person who doesn't, I don't know how far I need to go to get better and better. I don't know where the limit is, but I feel like I'm starting to understand how to build an aircraft in this game. This is like it's a very slow epiphany, I guess. It's been a slow building process to learn. And now I finally am getting there. One of the things which doesn't really make sense to me is, if I were to reduce the fuel tank on this, I think the maximum airspeed wouldn't go up much. With the maneuverability, I suppose that the weight should drop, so there should be an increase in maneuverability. You don't get any sense of that from the prognosis, though. So, okay, we'll do 2 more runs. I'm sorry, this is just a learning experience, though. We'll take a look at this. What if I was to go with the 3,000 liter tank? Everything else the same. Okay, so maximum airspeed did go up. Actually, this is, kind of looks like a good design. We only get 2 extra hexes out of it, and we do get better maximum airspeed. I'm going to go back and go with the other one, though, because right now we haven't even seen any other airplanes in the sky, which means that my turboprop, this is a very good aircraft, I think, for not knowing any other aircraft exist. It should be good enough. It should also be very good at ground attack against hard targets. So that's what we will intend this thing for, and I'm going to confirm that. Anyways, I feel like it's been a long time in coming for me to finally get a feel for aircraft. All these things are starting to really build my confidence in playing this game. It's so funny to be saying that 30 episodes into a series. But a lot of it is just, you need to spend the time to just dig into the details, go through the reports, or have the luxury, as I do, of a community who helps me do that for me. Now, prospecting. I still want to do some prospecting, but I'm going to give up some percentage points of prospecting, and I'm going to enable a little bit more economic policy. Burke is getting a ton of points. Now, where are those points going to come from? I actually want to take them out of Discovery. Discovery at this point is not so key for me. If I do 25 and 62, this is slightly more. This is kind of wasted points. Remember, my research points are definitely way over 100 bureaucratic points, which means that there's a huge reduction that fall off after 100, so it's inefficient. But at the same time, I feel like we should be prioritizing research more. If I remember correctly, I want to change this, but then if I do have to redo this all, it's not that it takes that much time, but we have every tech discovered for Economic Council except for one. Let me confirm this. Just go with that. It was actually a pretty conservative change. In my head, I had originally thought, let's go down to 20% for discovery. So I think the only one we haven't discovered yet is mass food pool. Discovery is possible in this one, but you'll notice we already have a lot of things which are discovered which need to be researched. Nuclear plant, radiation cleansing, mining, robotization. I don't know why that word is so hard. Sorry about that. Robotization, hydroponics, robotization. This is actually one I was considering doing, which is, of course, the next thing we have to do is pick a new tech. However, I'm really curious, and I want to experiment on camera. I want to know, if we do the mass food pool, this is hydroponics based as far as I know. Does hydroponics robotization affect this? I can ask the question, but the only way I can confirm for sure is by asking you guys or by checking myself. But I don't know who, maybe nobody knows this. I mean, this is kind of naive, right? This comment section has been so knowledgeable about everything, but it's an interesting question. Does this decrease the number of people? Now, if I choose hydroponics robotization first, I will never know that because I'll need to, it'll already be in place by the time I get this tech. So another one I might go with instead is just radiation cleansing. Let's just do it. Radiation cleansing is not very useful. It should be a low priority. However, we're doing pretty good. I could do the mining robotization, but I don't think we have anything mining. Do we have a single thing mining? I don't think so. So we'll just do radiation cleansing as kind of like a stopgap. Okay, we have a quack doctor. Things are not good. I'll give him my full support. Now, can I somehow improve Ultra Bald's chance? We're looking at a plus 83 with a star. However, we do have some strategic cards. That's what they're called, right? Stratagems that we can play, hopefully to help his chances. Notably, we have this shadow spy thing. So it's a plus 83, and I'm wondering if I give this to him. There he is, Archibald.
Order acknowledged.
I'm assigning a spy, and it says it helps with his next skill roll. Going back over to the decision. Now, is medical roll not a skill roll? Is that not a skill roll? Because it says it went up by only plus... it didn't change at all. It's still at plus 83. Which of course, I'm trying to avoid this. Especially with Losheim. Losheim's... Well, actually, Losheim's pretty good as far as population happiness goes. Okay, well, let's just do it.
We'll go.
Okay, we failed. What happened, though? Medicine roll of Wide Lane is 89. Plus 50 due to support. So there's no mention here of Shadow Spy. I don't know if Shadow Spy only helps on specific roles, because there's also a Shadow Diplomat. Anyways, okay, so now because I created this new first air command, we do need to pick somebody else for this operational headquarters. I guess recruiting a military person for that would be probably a good idea. You like commerce, you like mine. Well, like 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as the old song goes. Your war score is atrocious. What the hell? You know what? I'm actually okay with it, though. Okay, improvisation is good. Lead from the front. Doesn't matter. Tank tactics. She has a lot of, unfortunately, very useless things for an air operational headquarters. I don't know. I don't know what kind of... Well, anyways, I'm going to assign her for now, and we might just retire her at some point. But I don't know how important air headquarters are to begin with. So she'll be, if we ever get a formation, she'll be the person in charge. Now, what I want to do though, is I want to get the new fighter bombers under her, which we should get next turn. So we'll raise that formation. Right now, it's so nice that basically nothing is a concern for us. In fact, the biggest concern might be industrial points now that metal and rare metals are set for pretty much eternity. Not that we might ever... it's very possible for us to run into problems again, but then we just expand. We just build more demetallization plants. So, now, what else do we want to do? So, when I was checking back into this video, or into this save game, by the way, I knew that I had been building a lot of things, but I actually was kind of floored when I saw how much I went for last turn. That was kind of insane. Maybe a little bit too much. However, we made it through, and our machine parts are in good shape. which takes us to the second item on my flowchart, which is from decisions, we now move on to trade. So there is something we can sell. First, we can buy whatever we want, and I want to continuously buy high-tech parts to make sure I'm in good enough shape. We just finished researching high-tech parts, and I'm going to start building it too, because the rail station finished. Now, high-tech parts, very expensive in terms of building. It's going to be 5 rounds of 15 machine parts, but the good news is we're generating 20, actually 21 with the bonus from our minister. We're getting 21 machine parts a turn. So we're actually okay. In fact, machine parts are kind of set. I feel like we're set forever with those. I don't think we'll even need to go up to heavy industry 2. We could, but it doesn't seem necessary. Now, one reason I guess you could do this, and this is interesting, I haven't looked at this. Does this get more efficient or less efficient? So 6,000 workers for 40 machine. It does. So this is 200 workers per machine. This is 150 workers per machine. So it does get better by 50 workers per machine. So what you could do, what I should do, I think even, is and energy is more efficient. It doubles, but this quadruples. The output quadruples. Cost doubles. Yeah, it does that in every way. The workers triples, but still that's better than quadruples. So what's actually better is to improve to heavy industry level 2. And then cut it back to 50% production. We get more efficient results that way. Very cool to know, because I'm going to mentally take note of that. We don't need to do it right now, but in the future when we have nothing else really going on, it's nice to have, it serves 2 purposes, right? It increases our efficiency, that's always nice, but it also gives us the added capacity that we can add on whenever we need, should suddenly machine parts become really desperate, like if we're building a lot of jets or whatever. Okay. But that's not what I want to do right now. I want to build a high-tech industry 1. And right now we don't have to worry about the machine parts. In fact, the reason why I wanted to talk about trading and not doing the asset construction stuff is because we can buy we can buy high-tech parts. I actually want to sell machine parts. Yes, I want to sell them. So this is 8252 and they only have 8428. Does that mean that they're going to screw us on the last sell? Let me cut it down by maybe 1. In fact, I think that this works this way, that I can sell 30 of these. And that seems crazy, but remember, we have almost all the machine parts that we need into the system already. All we need to account for is to make sure we have at least, let's say 20 that we can give to the newly constructed or newly being constructed high-tech industry. So let's sell this. We got 8,412. The traders have 16 credits, so no, we can't sell anymore. But we go back over here and we can buy. And that'll give them more money, and then we can sell more. Why do I want to sell as many as I can this turn? Well, I think that we're going to crash the price of machine parts. So this is going to be the last turn that we can do anything. Now, that selling has put us up to 10,850 credits, so it's not like we're hurting for money. We don't need to sell them, but I'm thinking we may not be able to in the future, at least not for this kind of value. So it's better to do it now if we're ever going to do it. However, what do we even need? There's nothing we need. Yeah, you know what I could do? If I could buy people, I would be buying people. That's the one thing that, of course, would be nice, is to get more population. Maybe some food, right? We're losing food. We can just buy 5,000 food just to make sure that we're set. I checked the capacity. I think our maximum total is 16,000 or so. So we're only at 25% capacity. So we'll go up to 5,000 food exactly. And that's 3,450 credits. And that means that technically, we cut the price down pretty significantly. Yep, we can sell even more machine parts. So we can sell 11 more for another 2,900. And that should put us nicely at what? I have no idea. Okay, we're at 41, which is still double the amount that we need to do all the construction we want to do. And that's really good. We're still sitting at 10,000 money, despite having really topped ourselves off in terms of food. And high-tech parts we'll probably have to purchase more next turn, so you can just say that some of this 10,000 is going toward purchasing next turn. But now we just need to wait, 6 more months or 6 more turns? yeah, 5 turns until high tech is done, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. And there's lots of production and stuff we can get to without the high tech parts while we're waiting for that. We just need to make sure that we have enough high tech parts to build a high tech production facility. Okay, logistics, which is not in my flowchart, but should really be added here. We changed things up, right? We removed the forcible pull points from Gagoyas. I think I added, or if I didn't, I actually want to add even more pull points to Losheim. Let's take a look at our situation. First of all, we already know it's good because everything is green over here. Awesome. Like, round of applause. Seriously, this is a really good feeling to have logistics actually flowing. The spice is flowing. I mean, I really should be on the same planet. I wish I hadn't messed up my first series on this game. It would have been so good in a Dune setting. Anyway, you only got one first shot at it, right? And I mucked it up. But that's okay. Here we are, and we're doing well in this one at least. I'm still very stubbornly not going to build a rail station because I just hate the inefficiency of building a rail station. In fact, I want to build a road here too. I hate the inefficiency of building a rail station over there. Now, what I might try to convince myself is, well, what happens when I want a rail station to Crag Glacier? That's a good question. Losheim surely cannot efficiently get to Crag Glacier using the same railroad that would go from here. So what if I just build this? Okay, yeah, maybe I've convinced myself just to do it. And Losheim is sitting on now a railhead. So with the improved logistics, we actually are okay to... Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be stupid. We can always build another railroad directly through it later. What I might want to do is actually... yeah, okay, all right. When you deconstruct roads, can you deconstruct them by... No, you have to demolish the entire thing. Kind of makes me not want to put the railroad at the same spot. Oh well, alright, I'll just do it. It just drives me bonkers, but construct road, rail. Okay, there, it's done. So this road will just continue over to Crag Glacier eventually. So now Losheim has infinite logistic points. More even than Gagoyas. In fact, Gagoyas, if we wanted, we can actually add to their logistical center. We can increase the truck station. Eventually, this is going to have a high-speed rail itself, but I think that with the logistics... So basically, with all the logistical load taken off, we no longer need to be pushing supplies this way. All the... You know, I think that there's like a lot of points going this way, but I need to look at current. Okay, yeah. So we can blank this. Just do no more custom points. I don't think I need to block this anymore, but I don't think we also... I mean, I also don't think we need to include it. Oh, looks like we have an opportunity here. I didn't catch this, but... Can you go here? Yeah. And can we do any bombardment? No. Okay, but we might actually end up doing this attack. Oh my gosh, yes, we are going to do this attack. Hopefully we kill it. Please kill it. Please kill him. Okay, we got one of them. At least they don't retreat into the mountains, I think. Really spazzing out. This is a very ADD mission. I mean, a very ADD turn. That's still good. That's what we wanted to do. Is this over a river? You know, I think it ends there. I don't think it's here. Okay, good. So I just want to make sure we're not attacking over a river. That would have been stupid. So we're finally going to get rid of these guys. We have very good reconnaissance on this thing. It's so cool to see the entire zone, but getting back to what I was talking about with logistics. We can actually build here. And this Losheim is unfortunately suffering from quality of life. You can see that worker happiness diminished by 7 points. They're not happy. Now we can do a couple things to fix this. We can call Archibald and say, let's go ahead and raise the worker salary. We'll increase public budget as well, just why not? And we can actually make you a regular zone now. Does that make it worse? I don't remember. I think that might actually make the quality of life demands worse. I kind of want to start recruiting colonists, honestly. So we don't need the additional recruits. What? How am I getting 1,500? It must be 800 from one and 700 from the other or something? Well, we don't need any recruits from here. That's fine. So let me just confirm this. Now, we really have to start getting things going to Losheim in terms of quality of life stuff. So, the same kind of thing, the mess we made over in Hulken, where we just started building a ton of things, same thing is going to happen here. Basically, we need to start upgrading everything, and if it's not upgrading, we need to build it from scratch. What is going to happen? I don't know. So I should have been keeping track. I think it's 200 and 100. For the level 2 stuff, it's just for 4 rounds instead of 2. So that means everything I click is 300 added logistical points, which the high-speed rail should be able to take care of, no problem. I'm kind of on a wing and a prayer here. I'm hoping that that's the case. Having never used high-speed rail, I don't know if it's the case. I have this, it's like that fall, that trust exercise where you lean backwards and just, fall, trust catch, trust fall, whatever it's called. I am trust falling into the open arms, hopefully closing arms around me so I don't just die or hit my head, whatever, on the high-speed rail and the logistical system. So a preview of this, oh dear. What? It's finished, so it should go into effect next turn, right? I may have made a big mistake. That's okay. What I'll do is I'll artificially increase my pull points here. Let's say additional. I want an additional 1k pull points. Okay. Additional. There we go. We're up to 1,600. What's the minimum? Is that the minimum? 1,500. Okay, so we can get 1,500 points this way. It will cost us, unfortunately, a limit of 1,700 going to Gagoyas. But Gagoyas, what are you constructing right now? Nothing? We may want to keep it that way just to allow only resources to flow in and out of Gagoyas. Basically, let them dump all the metal that they're taking and all that kind of stuff. Let them take that back to Hulken. Yeah, we don't need that as many points going to Gagoyas right now if nothing's going on. So let's hope that solves the situation. Now I can see we're at 32 minutes in this video already. It's just crazy how much time a turn is taking here. What turn are we in? 65. We're in turn 65, and now turns are taking a long time for me to process. That's because I've never been this far. So it's just it's a little learning experience. I have been over to turn 100, so I guess I have been this far, but not on camera, and I'm practicing for the first time speaking about it. Okay. What else do we have to do? So, trade, assets. I think that's enough for assets. Let's hope that Losheim recovers in a nice way. It's not that they're doing bad. Because we have this population, give money to population, we don't really need to worry about it. I kind of think I overdid it just because we didn't need, because there's no demand by the population, we didn't need to do that. Anyways, let's move back to movement. Check city happiness, we're fine there. Build roads, we've done it. And now move units. Okay, so now this is the interesting thing, the combat. Basically, Losheim's falling apart, and it's a grab opportunity. It feels like kind of like the Allies and the Communists rushing for Berlin in World War II. It's kind of the situation we're in. Now note that there are some units here that haven't been upgraded to Troopers 3 yet. And that's actually a bigger priority for me than anything else because I want them to get... I want those units to be getting the land experience. And there's no more field testing available for Troopers 2. We also want to do the same kind of upgrade for everyone to go to AMG, and there's only 2.
Roger that.
And we got them both. Okay. Now, I didn't show you this, but off camera, I was looking at the models, and I could see that if I go to all, let's go to infantry. So it still shows there are 100 low quality, which means Troopers 2 in 2nd Machine Gun Infantry Brigade. And a lot. I need to go find I guess the Axie Machine Gun 2 has to be upgraded. But that means I need to find one of them. Is this the... This is third. Oh, well, there it is. Okay, perfect. Mass upgrade. It's going to affect my ability to do some of the movements and attacks that I would want to do, but there we go. Now, did that solve the problem? There's still 100 left somewhere in second. Yeah, there's 100. So there's some kind of unit in second. Where is second? Is second here? Second's here. Who is it? AMG. Axie. There it is. So I guess you just can't get access to it?
Roger that.
Yeah, okay. So you can't make it, and here's the troopers too. So this unit, I should move them back first. They'll be slated for reinforcement next turn, but you know they're actually potentially in a combat situation, so we do want those upgraded. Nonetheless, I think it's going to be very easy for us to move and upgrade. I mean, we can do it. Oh my god, 400. Let's actually just not use. Okay, so just by yourself, this would be okay. Yeah, well, we do have to use you then. I don't want them going alone. So I will send in these units as well. Okay, well that was pretty easy. Now, we don't need to move in there. We actually want to move this way. And maybe I'll have you do more scouting. Yeah, so we can do some more attacks here, though. What I'd like to do is more attacks in the north, because I want to grab that territory. In fact, if my artillery is available... They are available to go here. I want to bombard that group. So mainly we want to push north so we can secure the border with Primaria. It's more important than... Well, it's what we need to do. So we want to do the attack here, but we want to bombard first. And we can worry about the west side after we've taken on the border all the way up to the north. Look at non-aligned forces here. So we actually want to get to here, keep pushing until we have a border all the way with Primaria to the Wolfhausen. So we're going to share a border with Wolfhausen in the end, which is good. I mean, it really gives us a lot of options for who we want to attack next. Probably not Wolfhausen, they're too far away, but... Anybody else have movement points? You do. So let's do a bombardment. I think that these two are my 2 artillery pieces. I don't know why this guy doesn't have a truck. Oh, I'm missing one. That's right. Okay. I think it lost logistical points when we actually starved it to death or something like that. So they really do need a truck. In fact, I honestly should have moved him back. I should have reinforced with the truck first, but that's fine. We'll make do. And this militia unit can actually attack. It has, you know, combat troops, so we'll use him in the attack potentially. Should still be very quick. Oh my god, it's just deadly. Did we kill the unit? No, not quite, but okay, so it's even just my infantry, basic infantry, has 21 to 1 odds. We'll put in a tank just to make sure we get the kill. Turns out I didn't need to do any of the other stuff, so we'll just let these 2 attack. Wow, very surprising that I didn't get the kill there. But that's fine. Okay, so we'll move both of these units in, since they will support each other. The question is, maybe do I want to... I guess we could try to attack north. If I can end up getting this ruins, that would be nice. Yeah, I think that... Did it retreat here? Let's... Oh, it doesn't really matter. So if anybody can move an attack, we can probably move an attack just freely. Kill him.
Good job.
Well, they retreated. We didn't get a single kill, which is amazing to me. Okay, good. So they're stacked up here. We have 2, at least, defending against with my Galactic Republic troops, which are always nice to have. It's nice to have somebody alongside them, so they're not standing alone. Like this unit's standing alone, but okay. So we have to go to replacement unit troops. My god, I told you that my last turn took 40 minutes, and this is again taking 40 minutes. Let's get like 5 of these, because we're not planning to replace them, so let's have them just... Not that they build up experience if you let them sit in the SHQ, so the strategic headquarters. So we have a lot of troops level 3, I guess, that are sitting in the strategic headquarters. Machine guns, we probably want to get some of these as well. Just get 6 to have them sit there, and again, once they're needed, they'll be called up. If not, they get to sit there and get experience. I'm not going to build extra cross billies, but we'll get at least one to replace them when we need. And that is it. Okay, good. So, what we could have done this turn, which I'm not going to do, I'll defer it at least one more turn, and unfortunately one more video, is I could have actually raised a formation of finally something like really, really juicy, like the mechanized stuff. Yeah, this is it. 270 armor, 120 armored. Oh, these are APCs, and 1200. So this should be. It's 50, 50, 50s for the 5 units, and then I guess 20 armored go into the actual HQ. And then this is two of these each, so 20 and 200 each for all those units, including the HQ. So the HQ is the same, except for it has 20 instead of 50 armor. But yeah, we have the ability to do this. You can see we have more than enough troops. It only takes 5,100 out of 31,000 we have. It takes a lot of industrial points. Okay, that is a very clear sign to me. One of the very next things we're going to have to upgrade is to get more industrial points. So that will be industry going from industry 1 to industry 2. Is there any reason not to do this right now? Because it doesn't, the main thing for me is logistical bonus. We're probably going to need to start building up our energy. At some point, the energy is just going to suddenly become a huge problem. But I think we can do Industry 2, start this right away, get this done in 4 turns, because I think, well, I mean, hey, we've done so many things, metal might actually be an issue. Let me go over and buy some metal. I don't think this is like strictly necessary, but, oh, that's actually pretty expensive. Yeah, forget it. We'll see if metal's a problem, then I'll deal with it when the time comes. So that's actually going to do it for this turn and for this episode. Actually, I guess I have some minor movement to do, but this is kind of the kind of stuff I can probably do off camera. This guy's going all the way over. This guy got upgraded. Yeah, you're moving over as well. And, you can start shifting out. Well, so the militia here needs to be responsible for killing this individual, but I kind of want to use this as a guinea pig for my aircraft. So I will... Interesting. I think I'm going to give up this area. Can you get it? Okay, good. I'm going to give up this area, let him keep pushing closer and closer to buy myself a little bit of time to get my fighter bomber out. Now, the fighter bomber is not supposed to be as good against these kind of targets. So really what we need is... Oh, that's another thing I need to construct. I need to construct a ding-dong airbase level 2. Alright, well... In for a penny, in for a pound. Here we go. We'll see if all that holds up. I didn't do any calculations. I recommend that you don't do it as I have done. I have a fuzzy feeling that we're okay. We might see metal drop all the way down, or like significantly might drop like, let's say by 2,500 or something like this. We're down with only 1,000 metal. But it's that first turn that an asset is being constructed, it seems to demand double of what it actually needs, just so it can start having a cushion for the future. And relying on that that's my hope at least. We'll see if that actually works out that way. But for now, we only got 1 turn done. I mean, this is actually still faster, I think, than my other one, and I think it was more coherent, despite the fact that it still took the same amount of time. So until the next episode, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.